But like anybody else's?
No.
I'm taking I'm a virgin. I'm taking your YouTube virginity. Yay! I feel truly honored. Alright. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It has finally happened. I am sitting here with my best friend slash sister from another mister. This is Erin. She is a makeup artist and also has the honor of being my best friend. So welcome to the channel. I've been talking about having you on for ages and it has finally aligned. So
we keep trying to make it happen. So today's the day. We've done it.
Yes, it's like 10:30 at night. But priorities, here we are. I'm going to link Erin's Instagram down below. It is at Metamorph Beauty. Go and check her work out and give her some support and yeah. Okay, so I've had a few requests to do my favorite brushes and I thought I would bring Erin in because you bring a different perspective to it because you're using brushes for something different than I am and you've had training. So there's that. So between the two of us, we have a ton of brushes here and I think we should probably just dive right into it because I suspect we're gonna get chatty.
I think so.
Yes.
I mean, I'm not gonna say that's never happened before, but I mean...
Fun fact, side note, getting chatty already. The first time we went on a friend date together, we were gonna go to dinner and then to a movie. And by the time we stopped talking at dinner, it was like midnight.
Yeah, I think we closed the restaurant.
Yeah, and the movie had started at like 9 o'clock, so...
We might have talked through it.
Yeah, I literally remember the next day, my throat was scratchy. Like I had the raspy voice going on because we chit-chatted and laughed so much, so... And here we are. Many years later, still chit-chatting and not talking about brushes. So let's do this. I'll start and then we'll take turns.
Sounds good.
Okay.
What you got?
So I'm going to talk about a brush set first. And there are some brushes in here that I like better than others, but overall the set itself is great. And this I picked up from Beautylish. This is their 420 set. All of the brushes are they just stamped with 420, so they don't have specific names, but they're the ones with the little marijuana leaves in the resin handles.
Cool.
So they're all very functional, and that is, honestly, that's what drew me to them, not the marijuana leaves, but I mean, sparkly green glitter, there it is. But a lot of sets I find, there's like 2 or 3 in a set that I'm like, yeah, okay, but there's like 10 overall, and I'm like, but I'm not gonna use those. Yeah. Whereas this one, all 5 of them, I thought looked very functional. Turns out that 3 of them are incredibly good. So there's one that I like to use for bronzing, blush, even just overall powder, which I think is great because you can multi-use with it. Again, there's no name on it, but it's nice and soft.
That was gonna be my question. Is it soft?
I mean, it's a little wet. It just had a bath.
Everything.
But they're so, like, honestly, okay, I'm gonna sound like a total weirdo. But
not to me!
See me at my worst. But we're all friends here. So I like to listen to ASMR videos. That's no secret. I friggin' love that. And literally when they're doing like the face brushing on the camera, I will sometimes use this brush in specific to emulate what they're... Okay, I sound like a weirdo, but it's highly effective. Highly recommend. They also have a sculpting brush. So I like this one. Again, it's nice and soft. And I don't know if you can see, like it's still very movable. Remember I had one, who was it from? I think it was from Real Techniques. And it was so stiff that it was just like you'd get a line and you couldn't blend it out. Yeah. Whereas this one I find it's still nice and movable so that even when you're contouring you can still blend it around. And I like it with both powder and cream products. So this one is really great for both. And then finally a blending brush. And it's very similar to like an E40. A little bit stiffer, which I actually like because it's a little bit more precise, a little bit more tapered. But these 3 brushes, I get a ton of use out of. What have you got?
Okay, so I brought, these are my Bdellium brushes, and these are specific to Bdellium, and they are called BDHD. Now they have a small, a medium, and a large, I believe is the sizing. So I have all 3, but these 2 are my favorite. So these are synthetic as well, and they have, I don't know if you can see, they have a tapered edge at the front, and the way I understand the way they intend it to be used is so that you can apply and blend all with the same brush.
Oh, okay.
So I find that the smaller one is really good for concealer or specific locations that you want to get a nice blended touch. And then I like to use the medium-sized one for foundation. And if you almost go in with like a stippling technique or like a very gentle application, it gives you a really good, flawless finish. And I absolutely love these two brushes.
They're so nice and soft.
They are.
They're
they really
super
are.
soft, yeah.
I adore them. So this one, they come in different styles as well. So I think the yellow, sorry Bdellium if I'm getting this wrong, I apologize. I'm the moron.
Because Bdellium watches my videos.
What can I say? It could happen, you know, like I'm just gonna apologize in advance.
I'm sure they'll forgive.
I think that this is the bamboo, this is the pink bamboo, and this is the studio line. And honestly, if I had to pick brushes, these are the only brushes I could buy from Bdellium. These are the ones that I would buy. They're absolutely amazing. I love them.
Well, speaking of Bdellium, and thank you, because if it was me, I would have said Bdellium. So I'm sure that would have been more offensive than the yellow and pink bamboo. But you turned me on to them, in specific the 785. So this is the tapered blending. So you can see it's got a nice, this one doesn't, it likes to focus on my face like very aggressively. See, now it sees your face. So at any rate, it is.
Ooh, it's got my face.
Yeah, it's like following you. Look at that. So it's super soft. I like it better than the E40 from Sigma, to be honest.
Yes, it's nice.
Because it is so nice and soft. This is part of their golden triangle line. So I'm not sure if you can see, but it's actually got like, what would you consider that? Like a triangle shape. So I know you like it for ease of grip and all that as well.
Oh, yes.
But this is a game-changing brush. It really is. Like it blends out like your transition area so easily, and it doesn't, like even when you're really blending, it doesn't get scratchy or irritating, which I love. So thank you for sharing your love of Bdellium with me.
That whole line, because I have one here that's also from Bdellium, and this is their.
I don't even know what that is.
This is a 730 DF bent lash fan. And this is for, it's excellent for when you put on eyeliner and mascara and you end up with right at the lash line, below and on top. Sometimes you can find missed areas that are really difficult to get.
Right, okay.
But you really need to get that precise application right at the base of the eyelash. And this one, this little sucker will do it. This,
let's see here.
He is one of my favorites. So it looks.
Let's do this.
Oh, that's why you're the smarter one.
Except my eyes are poking. there. You can see how skinny it is.
But this is what makes getting at the top, either on yours or someone else's, right at the lash line, from above or below, really easily.
Yeah, just like reach over the lashes, eh?
And I also find if you go to do your waterline with this, if you're really prone to poking yourself in the eye, I may have done it a few times.
Right?
You know, like
I catch it on video all the time. I'm just like, son of a bitch.
I think my eyes are used to it now. They're like, here it comes. But this, like, you can get right under in front of the waterline or on the waterline, and it kind of, it gives you more control, because instead of the brushes pointed at your eyeball, they're pointed downwards.
Yeah.
And again, like the golden triangle, the shape of it, if you have any sort of grip issues, I have rheumatoid arthritis, and if you have any grip issues with your hands, I highly recommend this brand and this particular set, because honestly, this is...
It just sits so nicely in the hand, eh?
Yeah, it's a game changer.
Well, going back to your other Bdellium, the little angled one, I have something similar to that. This one is from Juno & Co. They're an e-commerce site, and I think this was like $6, this brush, so really good price point. I haven't been in love with all of their brushes. Some of them are they're a little hit or miss, but this one is a hit. And what I particularly like with this one, so you can see the shape of it, using it for setting under my eyes.
Okay, yeah.
Or cream highlighter. Yep. So like dot it on, and then this one, it's just soft enough to actually blend things out, but nice and precise that I can just sort of stipple it around.
I like that.
And so and it's not too big.
I really like having brushes that are similar but do a slightly different job. It gives you more options.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay, Makeup Forever makes some of the best brushes I absolutely adore. So this one is, I'm gonna borrow the book again.
Yeah, go for it.
This one is a silicone spade from Makeup Forever. And this one is, oh my god, you have one too!
Just a different brand, but yeah, anyways. I'll let you have the glory.
But this is how useful they are,
yes.
You know.
So what do you use yours for?
So this one, for glitter or any sort of loose application, you can put down your primer, your glue, and then this, all you have to do is press it to the glitter and then apply it to your eye, and it goes exactly where you want to. No more of the clouds when you try to put it on.
Glitter atom bombs.
Right. Not that I've done that either.
Yeah, right, you know, and I have the exact same kind of idea, but mine's from e.l.f. and it's the silicone glitter applicator. And again, I think we've said game changer a bunch of times, but it truly is. If you like using glitter, these things are fantastic because you just pat it, it sticks, you pat, 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 and yeah, it doesn't like fly all over the place, and then it's really easy to clean off too.
How did we live without this?
Right?
Like how was this ever not a thing?
Just because it's taking up a bunch of space, I'm going to talk about the powder brush I use all of the time. This one is from Furless Cosmetics, and it is the Pro 3F. Sorry, I thought it was J, but that didn't make any sense. Pro 3F. Obviously, it's just a huge powder brush. Again, very, very soft.
Oh,
soft?
You guys.
Right?
Wow.
This is the brush that I like sometimes try to convince Aspen to draw on my back with because it's so soft. And it's huge, right? So powdering your face is not a big deal. And I really like this brush.
Let's see, what else have I got in here? Okay, so this is another Makeup Forever. So this is a Makeup Forever 214 straight brush. And I love this one because, number one, this was a huge surprise to me. A makeup artist friend of mine, Bianca, had told me that this was a fantastic brush and she uses it all the time and she loves it. And of course, I was naturally curious, so I bought one. And it turned out to be one of the biggest surprises. It's really great for going in and doing your crease.
It's super like tapered and precise. Yeah,
it's very precise, but it's got just the right amount of poof at the end and just the right amount of length. It's it's one of those ones that you didn't know you needed it until you used it, and then all of a sudden you're like, it's like the glitter spade. You didn't know you needed it until you had one, and then like, what was life like before that?
That's me with my steering wheel heater in my car. Honest to God, we bought a car. It came standard with it. The steering wheel heater. I was like, when the hell are we ever going to use this? Every day in winter.
Only
every day in winter. Love it. But I just want to compare because I have one from Sigma, and this is the pointed crease. Oh. And it is a pain in the ass.
Is it?
It's basically unusable. I don't know why I still have it. Like, look at the size difference.
Wow.
And so you're trying to do precise work, and this is like, it's like one of those friggin' things outside cars. You know, like the air things that are like dancing and like the...
The big dancing man.
The big noodle thing. That's what this is. Like, you're trying to and it's like, and look how it displays, right? Like, so again, I don't know why I still have it, except it worked out well for the purposes of this video.
Right.
But whereas this is really, like, you're right, it has a good length, but it's still, like, it's not mushy.
And you'll use it once. Try doing a cut crease or a smoky eye or whatever, and you will realize how beautiful this is. What a work of art this brush is. Thank you, Bianca. Thank you.
Sorry, I'm distracted by your hand swatches.
I know.
I'm like a Cleona Cosmetics pusher now. Need to be on your marketing team, Maggie. Sorry, just saying. Because I'm like, let me swatch you. She like sits, like steps foot in my room. I'm like, let's sit down. I need to swatch you because it's effing gorgeous. So I'm sorry, I'm distracted.
And now I need it.
Yes, right. See, everybody.
So
needs this
now every time my hand moves, Kara and I are like,
I'm like, what color is it now? It's beautiful.
So pretty. I'm just just gonna rub it on my
right.
I look so pretty.
Oh, what a God, that looks
So this is a 172 straight brush.
from
So this
Makeup
is
Forever?
This is a Makeup Forever angled brush, and just like you were saying, and I haven't had my nails done in forever.
Oh, they'll
I'm
judge you
sorry.
harshly.
I mean, like I judge myself harshly because I'm like,
They can live with mine. So.
Okay. I like gardening in my defense.
I've got the most beautiful, wonderful subscribers ever, so they will not judge your nails.
Thanks,
I promise.
guys.
They'll be very nice.
I find that this one from Makeup Forever is just the right length, just the right stiffness and length in the bristles. And part of how I judge any angled brush is the drag. So when you draw your line, how do the bristles drag? So you know how sometimes they splay and then you get like a weird, wonky line? Nobody wants a wonky eyeliner. Nobody.
No.
Stop it. So this is
Wonky
Get out
eyeliner.
of here. But this brush does what it's supposed to.
Awesome.
And also I have to say that these brushes will stand up to the wear and tear, multiple washing, and also I'm a huge fan of their ferrule and how they handle. I really like the comfort level in my hand. Because sometimes you can get like the handle too small and then you feel like you're struggling.
It's a cramp, right?
Yeah, or it's too big and you're like, oh, I'm using a big fat crayon.
Yeah.
No, perfect. Every time things make it forever.
I have one goat hair brush. I think most of my brushes are synthetic, but this one's a goat hair. Unfortunately, the name has rubbed off of it. This was just a prototype. So this is from a brand called Refer. It's a Canadian brand, but they're manufactured in Japan.
Okay.
They haven't really released their storefront yet. So backstory on Refer. They are actually owned by, I believe they're engineers.
Can you spell it?
R-E-P-H-R.
Okay.
Okay. So they're owned by engineers who decided that they were going to use their engineering skills to come up with the perfect brushes. So what they did is they made prototypes, sent them out to a bunch of like working makeup artists, not just influencers, but people who actually know their stuff and know what's good, what's bad, and asked them, like solicited feedback from them. They took that feedback, make tweaks, do it again until they've come down to their final products. So this was just one of the prototypes. I have actually done a Kickstarter for them. Well, okay, that makes it sound like I ran it. No, I purchased something through their Kickstarter.
Okay,
so
I gotcha.
I purchased a set of, I think it's like 5 or 6 brushes. They won't be available till like November, December.
Okay.
But that's where they're at, and they're getting produced in Japan, as I said.
Okay.
So this, it's so good. It's so good. The only thing is I'd like it a little bit longer in the handle, and the ones that I purchased are, just because I like, especially for blending, I like holding it out further.
Okay. Yep.
So that it's a little less, like there's not as much pressure. But the shape of it, the blendability, like it's super soft.
Oh, it is too.
Super soft. I just like the shape of it for blending like crease area.
Yep.
And it picks up pigmentation so well, but then that's what I used in my crease today. Blends everything out like a dream. So I'm so excited to get my brushes in like fucking 5 months. By then I'll be like, what the hell's Refer? Oh, I've forgotten. But it'll be a nice
come from?
It's coming in like December time, so it's going to be a nice little Christmas bonus at that point. But yeah, they're really well made as well. So I'm really excited about that one, and I love this brush.
Oh, I can't wait to see them.
Yes.
They look like they would be really good quality.
Yeah,
They
they're
look
like
sturdy, like it looks well made.
Yeah, so I'm happy with that one.
I also brought, this is a Sigma F77 Chisel and Trim Contour. So as you can see, it is a flat, straight brush, and I like this because if you want to do any kind of contouring along the nose, I find that if you use this, you can get it in exactly the right spot that you want. If you do any sort of face painting or face face transformations, this is also really good because it can get you longer lines, better blendability, and it just gives you a more versatile way of doing your contour.
Oh, good to know that it blends too, because this is the kind of thing that I wouldn't think would blend, just because it's so precise.
Mm-hmm. As long as you don't go in too heavy with the powder, like if you just, if you give yourself the line that you want, it will blend the line out.
Perfect.
You can use another brush for that. It's, I mean, really, all of these brushes will do whatever you use them for.
That's true. I mean, for a while there weren't people like using chicken thighs or some shit. Like there's some like weird
chicken thigh brush
YouTube thing going on where people are putting their makeup on with like bizarre shit. So if people can use like spoons and chicken breasts, then I'm sure any brush is gonna be.
I think you might have a hard time doing like your eye makeup with this, but
okay, it's not gonna be great for a cut crease.
No,
no.
You know what? That's a challenge, though.
Hey, we'll bring you back.
Really, this will be eyeshadow.
And here's your lip brush.
Here's your liner, your eyeliner. That's gonna be good.
Oh, great.
We'll do it with wine.
Yes. Sorry, it is hot as balls in my room. Our air conditioner decided to break today, so that's awesome. So we're both like hot sweaty messes right now, like I'm melting. Okay, so for the sake of expediency then, I'm going to talk about these three brushes all together because they are all from Volare. I've talked about them a number of times on my channel, but here we are. We're going to talk about them again. So up first we have the Volare E06, and it's just a nice flat shader brush. If it shows up, I'm just going to go with it and hope that it does. And I like this one for especially like shimmery shadows because I find it picks it up really nicely. It doesn't just skim over the top. Sometimes that happens with them. But it picks it up and then deposits it really nicely as well.
Love
which,
that.
You know, that's helpful. And I just love the shape of it because it's not too big so that it's like overwhelming your eye. You can get nice precision with it right onto that inner portion of your lid. And I love these brushes. The next one is the E09, and it's like their version of a pencil brush. So there it is, but it's got a lot of flexibility in it, and it's still, again, very soft. So I like this one even just for lining my lower lashes, or I can use it for like inner corner highlight, things like that.
It's a good size.
Because it's just a great size. It's nice and precise, but again, because it has that flexibility to it, I don't find that it like skips along or that it like stabs my eyes for anything like that.
Nobody likes stabbing.
No, like it's good to avoid the stabbage near the eyes. We don't want that.
Yeah, I can do that all by myself.
Right? I've literally done
mascara.
That before. Yeah. I did it the other day. I managed to get my brow thing in my eyeball. So I dropped it, tried to catch it, shoved it in my eye, and was like, it's not even 8 o'clock in the morning, and I give up. Like, it was terrible. Only me. Okay, so then the E03, and this is very similar to like a MAC 217 or the E25 from Sigma, and it's just a really great all-over blending brush. So it's not too fat, not too round, but very, very soft, very flexible, and I love this for just blending the crease, blending shadows onto like the outer portion of my lids. Sometimes I'll even use it to like buff out my lower lash line because it is so soft. And I think these brushes are natural hair. I was trying to look it up on their website and it was not helpful. But can't have it all in life. Yes, but I really like them. The brush prices are in that $14 range again, so on par with like a Sigma level brush. And all of the brushes that I've bought from them, I love and use them basically daily.
Do you want me to do another one?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, so another Makeup Forever. This one is the 174. It's the straight brush. This is, again, a synthetic, and it's just a small, flat brush, really good for placement of colors, if you want to get a precise placement. And same with, this is a Bdellium 937, and it's a larger shader brush. So if you look, again,
it's pretty big, eh?
Yeah, it's a bigger brush, but it's good for placement of color all over the lid. I think between the to Makeup Forever is my favorite. I feel like the bristles are always softer.
Sorry, I was going to say, I like that it's tapered.
And
So
it's tapered on both sides,
yeah.
so it comes to a peak.
Yeah.
And as does this one.
Yep.
But they're really good for precise placement of color and making sure that everything goes where you want it to go. Whereas you'd use a fluffier brush to blend, this is like you're placing it in the right place. So it comes in different sizes for you to pick.
There you go. It is the size that counts, isn't it? Size matters. Sorry, but it does. Speaking of size, one that I have here is from Sigma. It's the Blending E36 brush, and it's just a little wee guy. And there he is. But I love this one for like outer V work or blending out the lower lash line because it is so precise, but because it's also like, it is a blending brush. Like, it's not a pencil brush, so there's a lot of give to the bristles, but I just really like it because it's just so itty bitty and small, and it gets right into that outer corner. You can sort of pack shadow on and then blend it out with this, or you can do really precise crease work with it.
It's a good size.
Yeah, it's just a really functional little brush for being so small, but I like it. I'm going to talk about this one really quickly. So there's one more, and this isn't technically a makeup brush, but I don't play by the rules.
Right.
And neither should you. I've talked about this one before as well. I got this one at Michael's in their art, like their painting section. So this is from a brand called Simply Simmons. So it's a little bit flatter, a little bit less helpful for blending anything out, I think, because it is fairly stiff. What I like for this is when I'm doing like a halo eye like what I'm wearing today, or if I do a cut crease on like the very rare occasion when the stars align and I do one, this one for placing the concealer on my lid because it's so dense and so precise and the edges are so thin that I can draw the line and do all that I need to do there, and then I can pat it onto my lid as well, and it doesn't splay, it doesn't get everything where it doesn't need to be. And this brush was like $3. This is considered the cut crease brush, and it's I used it with my eye primer one day, so it's a little, but like, no, it's not. You can't do a cut crease with that.
Huh.
Look how freaking fat it is.
And what is that?
It's the Sigma cut crease brush. It's not like they're even pretending, and like, I bought it thinking it'd be good for a cut crease. It's actually literally called the cut crease brush, and it's ridiculous. And now it is part of the video. Because now I just like, okay, so here's the difference, right? Like, if it'll focus properly, there. So like, there is no way you can get any sort of precision with that.
Is that meant to be more of like the blending of the color along the ridge?
Maybe I have to take back all my wrath.
Well, this is the one that
Damn you! Now I have a purpose for it because the more you know.
To be continued.
Anyways, I'm gonna sit contritely and let you talk about what you want to talk about.
My favorite cut crease brush is the Morphe M170-8, and it is this tiny little nondescript looking brush, and it looks very much like the Michael's brush that Kara picked
the one
out.
I do like.
Just smaller. And I love this, and I can totally see why you would buy that from Michael's for it, because this is the same thing. And I can't remember how much Morphe charges for it. I don't think I spent more than $10 for it. But I love this brush. I have 4 actually because I use them that much. But it's really good. It's got stiff bristles. They're synthetic. They're really good for applying any type of concealer or base layer on your eye. You can apply primer, like whatever it is.
Kind of deal?
Exactly, like any type of gel type or cream consistency that you want to put on in a very precise way. This little guy will do you good. He'll take care of you.
He'll be good to you.
Yeah, he'll be good to you.
See, I've got 2. So I've got like the same company. So like you've got the middle ground.
There you
like
go.
the whole family over here. Because, yeah.
Morphe, Michaels is
They're coming for you.
coming for you.
And they don't do shady shit that I know of. Just saying.
Just gonna put this out there.
Throwing it out there.
Leave it.
And people can pick it up if they want to. But moving right along. Do you have any other brushes, or because now I'm just moving into like the show and tell portion where I'm like, but I have this brush too.
This one is one of my favorites. It's another Bdellium 957, and I believe it's called a buffing brush. I like it for powder application, and it's really good. I use it for applying powder when I do face transformations and I block my brows. I use it to put powder over top.
See, I would have thought that was like a foundation brush, but
I suppose you could use it. That's just not what I use it for.
fair enough, man.
And this is what I mean, like, not every brush is good for everything, but just because it says it's made for cut crease doesn't mean you have to use it for cut crease.
Like, I've never painted a canvas in my life.
Right?
And I never will, but I can use this for concealer.
Exactly. Like, don't feel restricted because this says it has to be used for this particular use. Screw that, man.
Right?
If it works, it works.
That's a whole other video we could do one day. Like, using stuff in non-conventional ways. Like, liquid lipstick as eyeliner.
Exactly.
Right? I've done it. You can do it. It's totally fine. I just got a weird accent there. I'm not sure what that was about.
I don't know. I kind of like to try again.
I can't do it now that I'm trying. We haven't been drinking, I promise.
This is natural us. Scary.
This is just us.
But we're just naturally
We're
crazy.
we're delightful.
Poor husband. We love you.
Barry loves us together because he's just like, you women are ridiculous and I'm here for it. So
He's such a good man.
Yeah,
such a good man.
he's been on my channel a couple of times and everybody seems to really like him, but he's so embarrassed.
I think part of Barry's personality probably wouldn't get seen by the majority of people. Like, you guys don't know what an incredible man he is. Like, honestly, he is like the standard that every husband should be set to.
Unfortunately, he's like ruined all like men for you.
Pretty much.
You're like, there's got to be another Barry out there, and I'm like, I think he broke the mold, man. I don't know how I felt.
Like any single man out there, you need to meet Barry, completely
like model yourself after him.
And then it's a go. Okay?
Right? There we go. And girls, don't settle. All right. So that is it, guys. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch. Thank you for being on my channel finally. Yay! Thank you. And I will see you guys in my next video.
Thanks, guys.
Okay.
Kara.
Thank you. Okay. Bye, guys.